of Jacobs, they are going to be in any ball game that they play in. And also their defense has stiffened after giving up that early touchdown in the first quarter. They have allowed very little. Whether that is, because of the Eagle defense stiffening or because of the injury to Stout, we'll never know. I'd like to think it's because of the Eagles' fortitude to stop Wissahickon from gaining ground offensively. Tom, I don't know if our audience can hear this fight song in the background, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. A couple of people up in the press box are clapping and dancing to it up here.
I don't know the name of it, but I sure like it.
You even got a couple of players rocking on the sideline. Okay, fourth quarter beginning. Blake, hands off. Left side.
Oh, that's number 5 for Norristown.
Blaine Pierce, number 5 on the carry, so they do have Jacobs out, I imagine. And I think I'd be surprised if Norristown goes to the air unless they absolutely have to save a possession. First and 10, Norristown. Single set back in the backfield. That's number 22, Jacobs. He's going to veer to the outside. Takes the ball inside the 40.
At that time it was 32, the fullback, Thompson.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read it. I just assumed I saw 2 and only the right 2.
Tom, it'll be interesting to see who, when Norristown does make their substitutions, who will come in as the backup quarterback. We saw Anthony Carmona down in Villanova come in.
I would presume it would be Anthony. There's no reason to believe that Anthony, he only played one play through one completion. Oh, there's a beautiful cut by Jake Williams. He may go. Run down by the strong side safety for Wissahickon. Not before he takes the ball down close to the 15-yard line. A pickup on the play of approximately 25 yards. First and 10 Eagles. Ball at the 8. Let's call it the 18. First and 10 for the Eagles. He showed good speed there.
He sure did.
Williams now in motion. Handoff. I believe that's Jason Jones.
That's number 5, Tom.
Or Jason Thompson. Who's that, 5?
Yeah, that's number 5 again. Pearson.
Okay, so let's see who's in the backfield. You got Jason Thompson. Well, it was good execution there. Good deception, because I thought for sure that Jason.
Yeah, that time they used Jake Williams, as you said earlier, as a decoy. Put him in motion. Gave the ball to number 5, Blaine Pierce, for a good gain. Short yardage here for Norristown.
High formation. Blake takes a snap, handoff again to Pierce. Over the right side to the 15-yard line, or excuse me, the 5-yard line.
Pierce on the carry, Steve Kelly, number 55, in on the stop. First down.
First and goal now for the Eagles, just outside the 5. Call it the 6.
About 6.5 yards.
Number 22 is out of the game. James Jacobs, well-deserved rest, to say the least. Did not hurt, I don't think he hurt his rushing statistics tonight's game, and he only played 3 quarters.
Yeah, I'd love to see how many total yards he has on the night.
I'd say close to 200. James Jacobs, I'm sorry. Just corrected. And that's an Eagle touchdown.
So with 9:13 left in this fourth quarter, the Eagles go up 38-7. Again, we'll take a look at this extra point, see if the Eagles can get it together on this conversion.
Yeah, this seems to be the most intriguing aspect of their game tonight. And good blocking that time. And with good timing, powerful kick to score 39-7.
Norristown has to score again before it's over the 39.
Otis, who do they play next week?
So with that extra point, Tom, score is 39-7 with 9:13 left on the clock. And I think, as we said, there's a lot of clean uniforms coming out on the field right now for the Norristown Eagles.
Certainly on the special team, you got, let's see if we can identify some of them. Number 25 is out there, A.J. Pettigrew. Number 11 I saw, Kyle Williams. 17's been a stalwart, Dave Watson. You got 31 out there in the field now, Steve Cargill. 24's out there, Larry Brooker. Fazari kicking off, number 25. Again behind Fazari's Pettigrew.
Who's
73, big tackle out there, Kevin Waters.
Tom, Kevin Waters, another big sophomore. The Eagles.
20. Let's see how they cover this kick. Number 2. Oh, and they brought him down at about the 25-yard line. That was Josh Thompson. I've just been informed that the next Norristown game will be against league rival Cheltenham, the Panthers of Cheltenham, who much improved this year. And if you recall last year, that great back they had, Patterson, Bill, I forget his name, James Patterson
or Jason Patterson.
But he was a tremendous player, and he's having a great start. Norristown travels to Cheltenham next week, 1 p.m.
As we know,
it'll be an interesting battle. They're going to be matched a little bit athletically next week. Tonight, they totally overmatched Wissahickon from the athletic quickness standpoint. And it's good to see that Stout is on the sidelines.
Yeah, a lot of clean jerseys on both sides of the football.
New quarterback for the Trojans is Joe Spazzeri, a sophomore, 5'10", 185. And here comes the two starting defenders out, linebacker Thompson, safety Jake Williams.
Tom, I don't know if you mentioned number 7 playing the right corner for Norristown is number 7, Sam Johnson. I don't know if you had a chance to mention him. He's in the game now. That was A.J. Pettigrew, number 25, on the tackle for Norristown. Did a nice job stepping up.
Big number 90 in for the Eagles. Who's that, Coach? You'll have to turn the page. He's way down.
And he's all the way at the end here. Tom, that's very interesting. I've been looking for Jason Boykins this game. He's in my homeroom number 210 in the morning, and he's a heck of a nice young man. I'm glad to see him get a little action tonight.
Good, big kid. 245. Only a 10th grader.
Only a 10th grader. The Eagles will be expecting big things from him down the road, I'm sure.
Well, you know, on what started as a somber night, but the same token, a night celebrating the life of Coach Chick Cicchino. And everyone, I didn't know him personally. I met him a couple times, but no one I've talked to had anything but great things to say about him. I know the kids loved him, coaching staff loved him, and certainly was a sad, sad tragedy for his family, his mom, because he also lost a father. His father died when his father was relatively young in life. So the mother has to be a very strong person, but she has to feel somewhat better tonight, seeing that everything that her son brought to these kids in this program. And our hearts and prayers go out to Mrs. Cicchino and his brothers, sisters, relatives, and friends.
Absolutely, Tom.
And okay, Norristown now with the basically backup second team defense. Wissahickon also with numerous substitutions, including a new quarterback replacing Billy Stout, keeping the ball on the ground. I think both coaches now are going to play it very sensibly. There's no reason to pass the ball, run a lot of trick plays. They have to stick to the fundamentals with their second unit in there. A quick pitch and a nice tackle. Let's keep the ball within the sidelines, right, Bill? That clock run out.
Absolutely. I believe that was number 54 on that play, Tom. Actually, I think that was 24, Larry Brooker.
Ray Watson, number 9, just replaced Dave Watson. I wonder if they're related. Brother replacing brother. Possibly, could be a scenario. We see number 15 down here warming up, along with Anthony Carmona, number 10 for Norristown. So we may see, I'm sure we'll see a quarterback change here when the Eagles get the ball back.
Yeah, that's
and
Richie
they should
Ralston.
get the ball back following this Wissahickon punt. Pass intended incomplete.
And a sophomore, Kevin Waters, number 73, is getting a little action on defense.
And number 17 for Norristown now. Deep in single safety coverage, Dave Watson.
See 74, Frankie Wilson out there also. He's over the football right now. And at 5'11", 305 pounds, Tom, he's a force.
Well proportioned. Good punt, fielded nicely, good block. Watson takes the ball up to the 34-yard line. And it looks like quarterback number, trying to see who's going in to replace Blake. It's either Carmona, number 10, or Rich Ralston.
Yeah, it's number 10, Anthony Carmona, going in the game, Tom. And you know, I have to.
One of the better athletes in the school.
Yeah, he sure is. I have to speak about Anthony a little bit. Of course, played basketball for us last year and started as a sophomore, and I've had a chance to know him real well. And he's a fine young man and a heck of a competitor.
And he can shoot the three.
Well, he can shoot the eyes out.
Carmona, I don't think we'll get a chance to see Carmona's passing touch. I would be surprised if Roger Grove would put the ball up in the air, because that would look like he's running the score up. But you know what? In the same tone, hey, you might want to give these kids a chance to prep, but now you can't do it. You just can't do it. You don't kick an opponent when they're down.
No.
That was never my philosophy. Some coaches do. Some coaches do. But they're exposed, those coaches, as imposters. And, you know, they're exposed for what they are.
But I think, Tom, if you see Norristown in a long third down situation, I don't see anything wrong with trying a pass play.
But not early in the
right.
I formation, Carmona over the ball. Try to figure out who the running backs are. That's number, is that number 7?
Appears to be number 7, Sam Johnson. Sam, a 5'8", 170-pound junior.
Well, you know, last year we sat and watched James Jacobs come off the bench and excite and electrify. And we knew back last year that Norristown was not going to be hurting for a feature back this year. Who's going to be, when I look now, Jacobs, who's the tailback of the future for Norristown going to be? Right now they're playing senior running backs in the backfield. Blaine Pierce included one of them, Jason Thompson. Who is going to be that elusive scat back next year?
Tom, that was a great play by number 52, Jermaine Thompson. He's a 5'6", 280-pound senior for Wissahickon, in on the stop. Clock winding down.
Well, right now it's
Stop now. 3:25 left in the game.
Well, that band, I'll tell you, I thought there used to be a rule that the band couldn't play while action was going on. Maybe that's changed, but for a 21-member band, they're earning their scholarships. Those drummers especially.
They are talented. They are talented.
Well, once again, I'd like to put out a pledge right now. I'd like to put out a plea to the local young middle school, elementary school, young people that aspire to be musicians. These kids that Norristown has in the band, they work very hard. But they get a lot of rewards for it. There's no reason that Norristown should have a band of only 21. I'm sure there's some great aspiring musicians, young people in the middle schools, and it's a great experience. It's as much team camaraderie as there is on any athletic team. And I'm going to encourage tonight for the young people to really think hard, and for the music teachers, as we're looking at a breakaway maybe for a touchdown here now, the music teachers in the elementary schools, to encourage their young people to get involved and stay with the music program so they can make Norristown have one of the most, it was a proud tradition in Norristown, man. And let's get the numbers up. It starts in the middle school, takes a commitment by the individual, but it takes encouragement by the music teachers.
That was a nice return by number 2, Josh Thompson, for Wissahickon on that play.
Yeah, he's a regular still in there, but
if I can pull you off your soapbox for 1 second, Coach.
Yeah, I missed a little bit of action. Sometimes you have to give some heartfelt suggestions to the community. Okay, Norristown's defense wanting to hold here. The second team does not want to say, well, we gave up a touchdown. Now coach may not be as apt to put us in next time.
Well, many of the fans still hanging on here, watching the game. Some are beginning to file out.
You know what it is? After what we've gone through the last 2 weeks and are going to continue to go through, it's such a sad, sad tragedy for America, most notably the victims of the Pentagon and the World Trade Center, their families. President, as Dr. Woodall alluded to at halftime, the people we see out here are doing what the president suggested, trying to get back to a routine, trying to say, all right, we're in good hands now. Our government, our military will come up with a battle plan that will help get rid of this terrible, terrible terrorism and wipe these people clean of their devilish deeds.
That's well put, Tom. Wissahickon, meanwhile, facing a 3rd and long.
Nice little play, underthrown. I think it's going to bring up a 4th down. I'm sure Wissahickon will try to go for it here, try to keep the ball. They have nothing to lose at this point. I'm anxious to find out when we watch the tape of this game how loud that band sounds up as far as sensitivity to our microphones. It might sound like the Ohio State band of like 300 strong.
This could very well be the last play from scrimmage that we see from the Trojans tonight.
Well, let's hope so, Bill, for the sake of ending this impressive Norristown victory. But like we said, although Norristown's dominating the game on the scoreboard as we and many of us thought, there's still a lot of things they could take from this game to work on, because their opponents are going to get tougher as the season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely, and they will, Tom. Anytime I've seen Coach Grove in the hallways after an impressive win and always giving him a congratulation, he always says, thank you, but, we have some improvements to make. And, that's what all great coaches do is take the victories, enjoy the victories, but don't lose sight of the fact that you have to improve and you have to get your team better if you want to make it in the long haul.
Right, because Norristown knows that their league is not like the Suburban One National. The Chamonix, North Penn, CB West, Penn Ridge, they don't have to play that level of competition this year. So it might sometimes gets difficult to get better so that when you do face those people in playoff situations, you can compete. They did that against Downingtown last year. They just simply got worn down. But they have to get better. It's going to take discipline and practice to get better because they're not going to be able to get the competition week in, week out. Now, they do play Downingtown, who's very good this year. They do play, of course, Upper Merion, who's improved. The holding call in Wissahickon there. And who else there? I think Quakertown's going to be a formidable opponent. But they're going to face some opponents like Wissahickon, teams they're going to be expected to beat, but they're going to have to go out and do it on the field. They can't take anyone lightly, but they're going to have to be disciplined in practice to know that the tougher opponents are down the line.
And as we stated, knowing Coach Grove and his veteran staff, they're certainly going to do just that.
It might be a delay there, Skeet.
This is just what we don't want to see, Tom.
Illegal procedure.
With a minute 30 left on the clock, you want things to run as smoothly as possible.
Well, here comes number 10, corner. Just run a handoff. Why do you have to come over to the sideline? Just go run a play. Anthony, run the same play. Just run the clock out. That's it. It's not brain surgery at this point. You can almost take a knee, can't you, Coach?
I don't know if he wants to do it at this point with a minute 30, but
I'm saying it's not critical as to what's called. As long as everybody, all 11, know what plays to be run. Going to be a sweep, Carmona.
That's a little keeper. That's a design keep by Anthony.
Yeah, and he ran that very nicely to the 35-yard line.
Called his own number on that play.
Hey, don't think he doesn't want to get into the end zone. Believe me. Well, Norristown is going to go out to a 4-0 start, Bill. What people might not realize or forget, they lost a lot of great high school football players from last year's team.
Oh, you're not kidding.
They lost, I think they only had maybe 1 or 2 starters back this year on both sides of the ball. And they're doing a great job so far.
And Tom, you might want to take a couple minutes and mention just where some of those players are today. And
well, I know that James Ernie Terrell, I believe he is at Penn State on a football track scholarship.
Correct.
I think most of these guys most likely will be redshirting their freshman year, as most college players do anymore. I believe that Kirk Berry is up at the Buffalo University.
Absolutely.
Which is Division I this year for the first time. Past players, Jamil Butler is a starting defensive end for Villanova. I saw Jamil quite a bit.
Delaware. A linebacker. Delaware.
Trying to think of some of these other players. But Roger Grove, yeah, Samba, Lucent, where's he?
University of Delaware. That's
Samba,
correct.
Delaware. I'm
Samba.
sorry. How can I forget Lou, one of the top linebackers ever at Norristown? But one thing I would like to point out, Roger Grove is probably leads, if not the state of Pennsylvania, certainly District 1 in the number of Division I players that he's produced. and that's a credit to him. Usually when you get a lot of Division I players, you have success. You better have success. But again, those players have to be developed. There's a lot of raw potential when kids enter high school. It takes commitment, motivation, talent, and hard work and coaching to have those kids realize their full potential. Roger's certainly done that over the years.
Well, that's number 52, walking off the field under his own power. We like to see that, of course.
Right,
he's okay.
This should be the last play of the game. It should be. If it's not, then Norristown's going to try to rush to get 2 plays in, but all they have to do is run 1 play and the clock will run out.
I believe you're right. For that ball snapped on the clock, now under 30 seconds.
Right, straight handoff. Into the secondary a little bit. And a fumble, I believe.
Oh,
and if it is, it'll stop the clock. If Wissahickon recovered it. Dan Lester, number 40, into the game. And that's going to be it. 3-2-1. And just reflecting back, that's the final score, 39-7, Norristown over Wissahickon. Once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, the mother and the family of Coach Chick Cicchino, and a tribute to Chick's memory, dedicating the season, Norristown High School football team dedicating the season. And we'll sign off briefly, Billy, with this one little thought. God bless America.
Oh, without a doubt, Tom. You know, just a great evening. Just a great evening for like you said, Chick and his.